from the very start, when he came into the team, he had the likes of Mick Shannon and Ron Davis alongside him, and then it became Mick Shannon and Peter Osgood, and going into the final, it was all about the big name players in the team, Shannon, Osgood, McCalliog, Peter Rodrigues, and not a lot about Bobby Stokes. But one of the things I find and remember about Bobby is he had that knack for scoring. He obviously scored the most important goal in the club's history, but he had that knack for scoring the goals that mattered but didn't, get the headlines. Did you find that from the book, Mark?
Well, I was always quite taken aback by what Mick Shannon said, and it actually says it in the post-match interview in '76. He reiterated it in the interview that, as far as he was concerned, Bobby was the best volleyer at the club, best striker of a ball. He wasn't actually an out-and-out goal scorer, so he was very much respected. But because back in those days you had the one sub, so there was no 5 subs being in the first team squad. You were either in the first team or the reserves, and you've got Shannon and Osgood. He's never going to get those guys out of the team. He was very much the dog's body, if you want, chasing those lost causes, working the space for those guys up front. And he was very well respected, and he was very well liked as a person as well by those guys.
Now that's interesting, because that was the feeling. Laurie McMenemy said at the time of the cup final that every team needs violinists and every team needs sod carriers, and we certainly had a lot of violinists.
Road sweepers.
Don't
misquote Laurie. You'll be in that book.
I'll be in his book, his next book. Every team needs violinists. Every team needs road sweepers, and Bobby seemed to be like that. I think Mick Shannon said, Bobby Stokes was in the team to do his running, and that seemed to be it to me. But, was that the feeling you found amongst his teammates? He was very well liked?
Yeah, I tried very, very hard to get some dirt. And I did think I had some, because I managed to track down Eric Martin in the States, and he used a certain word. We don't want to swear on the ugly inside, but he was referring very specifically to every Friday, Saints would have an England-Scotland five-a-side in the little gymnasium, and it used to get pretty brutal, and he told me a story of Bobby basically lamping Ron Davis, and Hugh Fisher said the same thing. He actually did the same thing in training. They're on this tight little compact five-a-side, they're all going at it like crazy with no regard for playing the next day, and Hugh said, I just did the same as Bobby did. I was getting kicked in the calf, and I just turned around and quack, and it was all forgotten about, of course, but apparently at the time Ron Davis did want to kill them both, but all part of the time.
I mean, you remember that gym, Clive. It was really small, wasn't it? How they ever play five-a-side, didn't it?
Well, that's right. One kick and it's a goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing I remember I met Bobby a couple of times, just really to exchange pleasantries with him. And the one, I don't know, the overriding emotion I got was he was just like another fan. He was just like another. It wasn't like meeting a footballer. It was like meeting another fan. He was very pleasant, very polite, but that was just the emotion that I got when I met him.
Yeah, I mean, I met him. I've got his autograph. One of the abiding memories I had was when Saints left for the cup final 3 days before. I went to the car park at the Dell, and I had the FA Cup final programme with me that day, and I got all the autographs on the pictures on their pen picture in the centre of the programme of every player, including Bobby, which I've obviously still got, and the manager Laurie McMenemy. The only one I'm missing is Mel Blythe, because Mel Blythe, living still in Surrey, didn't come down to Southampton to get on the coach where all the other players did. One little bit of regret I have got is back in April, start of May in 1995, I went down to Portsmouth with my young daughter who'd just been born and then wife, and we went shopping in Portsmouth, and I thought we should pop in for a cup of tea and for lunch at the cafe that Bobby ran along the Hard there in Portsmouth in Southsea. And for one reason or another, I don't think the weather was great that day, we didn't bother, and sadly Bobby passed away a few weeks afterwards, and I really wished for years afterwards, and indeed now, that I'd done that, and thanked him, because I met him obviously when I got the autograph 3 days before the cup final, and I might have patted him on the back during the pre-match and after-match pitch invasion at Mick Shannon's testimonial on the Monday night, but I never met him afterwards and never really got to say thank you for what he's done for Southampton Football Club by that one kick. And I can still feel the hair on the back of my neck going up now thinking about it, almost 40 years later.
Hello, I'm Mark Sanderson, and I'm giving one ugly inside reader the chance to win a copy of my book about Bobby Stokes. All you got to do, if you haven't already, is subscribe to the Ugly Inside YouTube channel, and underneath this video in the comments section below, answer this question: in what minute did Bobby score the winning goal in the '76 Cup final? Good luck.